This is a rather noisy stretch of the A614. At the side of me here, to your left, is Clumber Park. And I'm just a couple of hundred yards north of the Clumber Hotel on the A614. I've come to visit this narrow strip of woodland that runs alongside the road here. And I've come for a harvestman found news in Nottinghamshire in 2020, and then found both here and at a number of other sites in 2021. I'm after Platybunus pinetorum. Now, if you're a regular viewer to this channel, you may well remember that back in December of last year, I came to this very site collecting leaf litter. I was after some samples of leaf litter to try and determine if Platybunus pinetorum juveniles overwintered in the leaf litter, or whether they overwintered somewhere else. Turns out my hunch that they were in the leaf litter was right, and I was successful in the end in locating two individuals. What I'm after now is finding at what sort of time of the year do they transfer and make the transition from the leaf litter to the trunks of trees. It has to be about now, because I found large, not quite full grown Platybunus pinetorum in the past by the end of March. I suspect there may well be a few about. The only problem is the nights are rather cool. The days are lovely. There's a rather strong easterly wind this morning. That might put paid to any finding of Platybunus pinetorum. It's a cracking thing. Now, Platybunus pinetorum, once we get further into the spring, is easily found on these smooth-barked beech trunks. There's usually anything from about a foot to 2 foot above ground level on the trunks. The highest I've found them is up to about 8 feet. They're usually on the leeward side of any wind that's blowing across, so as you look at the trees here, they're most likely, I would imagine, to be on the left hand side. That's sheltered from the breeze. That's if there's one or two up the trunks already. I think there will be, but I think they might well be quite low down. And as you can see, these are bluebells that's coming through. This wood is a carpet of bluebells, and in another couple of weeks or so, this woodland will be an absolute picture, despite the traffic. Well, at the side of the A614, and I'm just north of the Clumber Hotel. This is an area of beech woodland with some pine in it and a bit of sweet chestnut. Of course, a couple of bits of sycamore tucked away in here. And I've been looking for one of these. I've just been around a good proportion of this narrow bit of woodland. This in front of you is a subadult Platybunus pinetorum, of which had a count of over 100 last year. This whole site must hold several hundred. I was looking on all the bases of all the smooth barked beeches and sweet chestnuts. Couldn't find one. Just coming back to the car, and I must have already walked past this one. And here's this one stood about 5 foot off the ground. It's already lost 3 legs. I hope it can grow some back, like spiders can. But anyway, this is the first Platybunus pinetorum of 2022, apart from the 2 that I found in leaf litter from this site earlier on in the year. I've been checking regularly at a number of sites to see whether these were back out and on the trunks yet, because the first ones last year were indeed found at the end of March, and with the weather being favourable throughout the winter, to be honest here, I'm not surprised to find this one. I thought there would be more though, I must admit, but at least we've got one. This is the first one of the year, so we'll give it another couple of weeks and come back again. These should be a lot bigger, and more should be on the trunks of the trees. It's difficult finding a quiet moment on this road, even on a Sunday. It's really busy. Still, at least I managed to find one this morning, one Platybunus juvenile. Even if it didn't have its full complement of 8 legs. At least it's a start. So I know that from the 3rd week of March, that's when you can expect to see this fabulous hart, but it really is a lovely thing. That's when you can expect to see them on the trunks of trees. They obviously do overwinter in the leaf litter, and then once there's a certain size, they're up on the trunks. And as I've showed in other videos on this channel in the past, these are terrific hunters, much better than what you'd imagine harvestmen ever to be. I was certainly stunned. So in a couple of weeks, we'll be back here. The bluebells will be at their very best, and so should the numbers of Platybunus pinetorum. Have I gone deaf? No, traffic coming.